the record store was so important, right? Right now, today, everyone in class could take about 3 hours and build up a record library, a music library that would far outstrip, what we had, and what took us months or years to build in the 1970s or 80s. The digital technology allows us to do the research, figure out who it is we like, and build a really eclectic library. But can you say a little bit about the record store
Yeah, well,
experience?
let me just address that. I mean, for me, what you're describing is, acquisition and consumption, and not necessarily discovery. And that's my bias. Okay, and, everybody's going to just discover things in their own way. But my experience was, you couldn't go out and buy 100 records or 1,000 records or 10,000 records. Most people back then had a small collection, and they weren't continually, just downloading and streaming, obviously. So the discovery process was what made the connection. And it's not, it's more than just like, going to the record store and discovering that new record. Although there was something very, what's great about, records to me is that it's more than just an oral experience. It's something it's tactile. You pick up the record and you hold it and you pull out the sleeve while you're listening to it. You read about it, and it's also something very social about it. It's something that while you're experiencing it in different ways, you share with other people as well. And you go to the record store, and there's just, if they do it right, it's really part of just an environment that's part art gallery, part coffee shop, or just whatever. And once these smaller elements really fuel what makes it a cool experience.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't really know if I'm answering your question, but the connection people make to music in the discovery process, I mean, it seems to me at least, is those other elements contribute to making it where it is in your mind. To sort of reach that, whatever level of importance it is to you. And I don't want to sound overly negative about it, but when I think, to me anyway, if you're sitting at your computer and in your home, and cool, you go on YouTube and you listen to something new and it leads you to something else, and that's valid. But at some point, if it just becomes a click and a stream, or a click and a download, there's other elements that are missing, and I'm not sure. I think it becomes a little bit more, potentially a little bit more disposable. And and I mean, what we're talking about is, I mean, it's not that important, okay? I mean, it's music. It's not going to, your life is not going to be, negatively impacted if your experience is different from mine. But if that's sort of the experience, I think when we're talking about entertainment, you've got so many other things that are competing for your interest, movies, games, whatever else. If everything sort of exists in that same sort of sphere, the musical discovery is not going to be, might not be that important
Mm-hmm.
to you.